What up, boxing world? To Browns TV. Supposedly, Mayweather could be stripped off his WBO 147-pound title on Friday. According to this article, it says that the number one superstar fighter, Floyd Mayweather, he's at 48-0, 26 KOs, no loss, no draws, wants to retain his WBO 147 title. He won off Manny Pacquiao last May. Then Mayweather will have to fork over $200,000 to the WBO and give up both of his junior middleweight titles. $200,000 is nothing. Nothing to Floyd Mayweather Jr., that's for sure. WBA and WBC as well. All this has to be done by Friday. That's tomorrow, July 3rd, 2015. Or else Mayweather will be stripped off his WBO strap. It says over here that Mayweather would still have the WBA and WBC 147-pound titles and still be recognized as far the best fighter in the welterweight division. If the WBO goes ahead and strips him off his WBO title, he's still going to have the WBA and the WBC. It says over here also that quote unquote, I have been in touch with the WBO today. He has until 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday to comply with the WBO or he will be stripped. Which is what I think is what will happen, according to Dan Rafael on ESPN Thursday. That was today. Well, obviously, like I said before, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Obviously, somebody's gonna benefit from that, from the stripped off of the belt. The person who will benefit from the Mayweather being stripped off his title is interim WBO welterweight champion, none other than Tim Desert Storm Bradley, which currently holds a record of 32 wins, 1 loss, that was to Manny Pacquiao, and 1 draw. That was controversial as well. You guys know Bradley won via unanimous decision against Vargas, and that was also controversial. But it's over. He won that fight, regardless if he got wobbled on the 12th round, right? And as a matter of fact, opened up a lot of questions whether Bradley could have been stopped, Bradley could have been knocked out, or whatever, or if Vargas would want a rematch, which, you know, I would think so. But is Bradley gonna afford him the rematch? Don't know yet. Anyway, like he says over here, Bradley, who recently picked up the WBO interim 147-pound title last Saturday night, beating Vargas, which is now 26-1, was undefeated prior to the Bradley fight. He's got 9 KOs, and like I said, it was controversial on the 12-round decision, which Pat Russell, the referee, stopped the fight shortly after Vargas hurt Bradley, or wobbled Bradley, and had him on his feet. And the referee obviously thought that the final bell has rung, so he separated both fighters, but it wasn't. It was actually the warning, the 10-second warning, right? But anyway, yeah, he did stop the fight prematurely. That's what it comes down to. Well, if Bradley becomes the full WBO welterweight title, it will help his chances of getting the 3rd fight against Manny Pacquiao. How funny that shit is. Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley. 3. It's like Pacquiao versus Marquez all over again, right? I'm sure Bradley wouldn't mind that at all. You know, he wants another chance against Pacquiao. Maybe he can knock out Pacquiao like how Marquez did, you know. Maybe keep fighting Pacquiao to like 4 fights. Then maybe he could figure out Pacquiao. Then he can knock him out too. But that's one thing about one of the differences between Mayweather and Pacquiao. Pacquiao is willing to give you or afford you the opportunity for a rematch after rematch. You know, I mean, he fights everybody's put in front of him, unlike others that will give a rematch, but it's like some fighters will give a rematch only if they really want to and only if they really know that they're gonna win. You know what I mean? Anyway, um, that's what Bradley wants. Manny Pacquiao fight the third, and it might be a direction that top-ranked promoter Bob Arum heads in if Mayweather decides he doesn't want to fight Pacquiao again. Now, as of today, as of right now, Mayweather has yet said that he really is gonna retire. He has said it before, but like I said before, Mayweather always throws a curveball, and he changes his mind every day. You know, it depends on how he feels. That's what he said before. So as of right now, we don't know whether he's gonna retire after September, or not. But he's gonna fight in September because that's his deal or contract with Showtime. Last fight, he has yet to sign another contract or renews his contract with Showtime as of now. So we definitely gonna see Mayweather September 12th or something like that against somebody that it's still a mystery. His opponent, that is. Anyway, you've got to figure out that Pacquiao Bradley 3 would do much better than Pacquiao Crawford. Now, you guys know Terence Crawford is one of the great fighters out there, currently undefeated. He's also being matched against Pacquiao now. And I'm sure Pacquiao wouldn't mind fighting Crawford. Now, I don't necessarily think it will be a pay-per-view sensation. Crawford is undefeated. Crawford is a fighter, but he's not a veteran. He's not an elite fighter yet. He's won some impressive ones, some questionable ones. I shouldn't say questionable. Some semi-impressive ones, right? Like the last one, I thought he did all right. He didn't do, you know, as great as what other people are saying. It was all right fight, you know. He won. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a impressive knockout or knockdown or, you know what I'm saying. It was sensational. No, he waited, you know, after a few rounds, and he unloaded against his opponent. But he won that match too. So, like I said, Crawford is currently undefeated, and he's a good fighter, and it'll be a good fight against Pacquiao, but not necessarily gonna be a pay-per-view sensation, if you will. It's not that Pacquiao versus Crawford wouldn't be a good fight. It's just that casual fans don't know who Crawford is yet. That's true. Crawford is upcoming. He's on the right track, just like Errol Spence. But not everybody knows him yet. He will. You know, if he keeps winning, continue fighting. Eventually, his name's gonna be up there, and potentially could be a pay-per-view sensation guy. You know, why don't have Errol Spence versus Crawford fight? That'll be a good match, right? Two young undefeated fighters. You know, maybe we should start matching young undefeated fighters with each other. You know, it seems like we're seeing a lot of fights nowadays that are, you know, a young guy versus an elite veteran guy, and it's like way off each other. You know, like we had Vargas and Bradley. I mean, you know, you had, I don't know, Khan versus Algieri. You know, even though Khan won the fight, I don't know why Algieri fought Khan. I don't even know why Algieri fought freaking Pacquiao. So, but before it was like Algieri is gonna retire Pacquiao. Algieri is the man. He's got the height advantage, the reach advantage. You know, he's gonna put Pacquiao to retirement and end his career, whatever. So yeah, I would love to see young fighters fight each other. You know, I know Keith One-Time Thurman is another name out there that's being mentioned. One of the best, title holder. I mean, I think there's 3 title holders in the welterweight division, right? Floyd Mayweather Jr., Keith One-Time Thurman, and Kell Brooks. So, why not have Kell Brook and Keith One-Time Thurman fight? You know what I'm saying? Why does Kell Brook have to fight either Mayweather or Pacquiao? Why does Keith One Time Man have to fight Mayweather or Pacquiao? You know, or Algieri, or why don't they fight each other first? Whoever wins, then you fight the elite fighters. Like such as Pacquiao and Mayweather. But it seems like these promoters is like, yo, let's match this little guy against this veteran guy because he's impressive on his last 3 fights, or he's been knocking out people, or he's knocked down some bum. I mean, come on, why don't we just start with the young fighters fight each other? You know what I'm saying? And then, because it seems like, a young fighter, wins a couple of knockouts here and there, becomes undefeated at like, I don't know, 20-0 or something like that. And then all of a sudden they're ready for fighters like Mayweather, Pacquiao, or, Bradley and stuff like that. No, bros. It's too early. And like I said, I think these guys, promoters, are trying to make the most money out of these fighters by matching a young guy, an amateur guy with elite fighters. So kind of like carry him on their back as far as pay-per-view numbers goes. Oh yeah, if we match Crawford versus, I don't know, Errol Spence, he might not do as good as, Bradley against Vargas, or if we match Vargas against, I don't know, freaking Crawford or Errol Spence or Algieri, then it wouldn't do as much good as Bradley. I mean, there's politics in boxing. You guys know that. And money is the number one reason why these young fighters are being matched against elite fighters. But it sucks because it's like what happened with Bradley and Vargas last week. 4-1 favor. Come on, man. It's like he's almost telling us it's a mismatch. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is, right? There aren't enough hardcore fans in America to make Pacquiao versus Crawford fight a huge success. Now, I'll agree a little bit and disagree for the most part. I'll agree that the huge fight, that it wouldn't be a huge fight, and then I'll have to disagree because anybody that you match with Mayweather and Pacquiao is going to be watched. It doesn't matter. Like I said, these young guys are being carried on their backs by these elite fighters. So if Crawford fought somebody like Errol Spence, or fought somebody like Algieri, or Brandon Rios, or freaking, I don't know, Guerrero, yes, it ain't going to do as much money. You know what I'm saying? Much numbers. But if you match Crawford with Pacquiao, it's going to sell. It's going to sell. If you match Crawford against Mayweather, it's going to sell either, So I have to disagree with that a little bit. It says that's why it would be in Pacquiao's best interest to reject the Crawford fight if Bob Arum tries to get him to take that fight. But Pacquiao is loyal to Arum. That's true. Pacquiao will take any fight. He'll fight anybody that's put in front of him by Bob Arum. He's not cherry picker. He doesn't pick his fights, He didn't pick freaking Algieri. He didn't pick Brandon Rios. Come on, bros. Hell, it's up to Bob Arum. Like I said, Mayweather is a different animal. He's always his own boss, even though he's partner, so-called, with Al Heyman, so to speak. But it is what it is. It says over here that Bradley, with the WBO 147 title now, will likely be facing the WBO mandatory challenger Saddam Ali next. Now, that would be interesting. Who will win that fight? Arum wants to stage the fight in Dubai. That's good. That's good as far as pay-per-view numbers and ratings, because Dubai isn't obviously in United Arab Emirates, and there's money there. Middle East, there's money there. Especially if it gets if the fight happens there and it gets it gets sponsored by one of them Arab guys, then it'll be huge. You know what I mean? It'll be huge. There's money there. As a matter of fact, before Mayweather and Pacquiao fought, United Arab Emirates is the one that offered Mayweather $110 million and stuff like that, and end up being more money, but it wasn't $110 million. It was already as tempting as it is, $100 million. No fighters out there that ever made $100 million in one fight. Usually it takes, even Mayweather before with his past performance, he's never not once made $100 million, $200 million to be really really honest. But so does Pacquiao, right? So did Pacquiao. Pacquiao never made $100 million in any fights, but it's because of these two fighters who collided their fame, their fans, the whole nine, the record, their veterancy, if that's even a word, their time in boxing. That's what made the fight so big, even though we didn't get what we wanted. But we paid to watch the fight, and that's what we got. We watched the fight, and so a lot of people, to include myself, it was a disappointment, and it sucked. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? It's over. But yeah. On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather Jr. could be stripped of his WBO 147-pound title on Friday, tomorrow, but he's got until noon, Eastern time, that is, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, and I'm sure we'll. As a matter of fact, it's gonna be until 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, not noon. So, we'll stay tuned for that. I'm sure we'll hear more of what Mayweather want to do. But like I said before, $200,000. To Mayweather, that's nothing. He just blew like what, $4.8 million on a car, two of them. That's nothing. But on the other hand, it's a simple fact that he's being stripped of the WBO belt. We will see what happens next. We will see what Mayweather does. Because like I said, we can guess and we can kind of procrastinate about what he's going to say, but we kind of guess what he's going to say, but we don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. We never know. You know what I'm saying? Hell, even his own father doesn't know what he thinks sometimes. LRB doesn't know. So only Mayweather knows that, and we'll find out tomorrow or what he decides, whether to comply or, or do something else. So, there you go, guys. Floyd Mayweather Jr. got till 4:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow to make a decision. Stay tuned for that. And let me know what you guys think. Please leave me some comments. And as always, take care and stay safe. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.